seen in Matthew 18. The second point is the unit of this type of prayer. Now we need prayers on all different levels. We all need and should pray individually to the Lord. But that's not the type of prayer that is talked about here in this section. All right, what is the unit for prayer? This powerful type of prayer that is for other people. What is the unit of prayer? In verse 19 it says, 2 of you are in harmony. And verse 20 says, 2 or 3 are gathered into my name. There am I in their midst. So it's very particular that in this section, the unit of prayer is not just if anybody prays in my name, or if 1,000 people pray in my name together. No, the unit is actually 2 or 3. 2 or 3. Not 1, not 20, not 1,000, but 2 or 3. 2 or 3. And actually, these numbers are very significant in the Bible. There's Joshua and Caleb, Daniel and his 3 companions, So there are many examples in the Bible. But there's one in particular, I'll just read you this story, all right, and we'll pass it on to Evan. This is Exodus 17, 8 through 16, which says, Then Amalek came and fought with Israel in Rephidim. And Moses said to Joshua, Choose men for us and go out, fight with Amalek. Tomorrow I will stand on the top of the hill with the staff of God in my hand. So Joshua did as Moses had said to him, and fought with Amalek. And Moses, Aaron, and Hur went up to the top of the hill. Moses, Aaron, and Hur went up to the top of the hill. And you remember what happened now? But Moses' hands were heavy, so they took a stone and put it under him, and he sat on it, and Aaron and Hur supported his hands, one on one side and one on the other side. So his hands were steady until the going down of the sun. And Joshua defeated Amalek and his people with the edge of the sword. This is important. When Moses lifted his hand up, Israel prevailed. When he let his hand down, Amalek prevailed. Right? So in this portion, describing a battle, it doesn't say anything about battle strategy. It doesn't hardly say anything about Joshua, who was down there fighting. And Joshua is the only person named among all the fighters who were fighting. But there are 3 people named who were at the top of the mountain. And basically, what were they doing? In symbol, what were they doing? They were praying, right? To lift up your hands in the Bible is a symbol of prayer. So Moses was lifting up his hands, and they were held up by Aaron and Hur. So you have again, it's a group of 3. It's a group of 3 there, and you know what? You might think, well, maybe we need like 10,000 people on the hill, like praying, and and then just watch and see what the Lord does. Well, you know what? It was just 3. It was just 3. But it was those 3 people who influenced, I don't know how many thousands of people, or maybe even hundreds of thousands of Amalek there were. But the decision in that battle came down to those 3 people praying. It was completely independent of the fighting skills and the number of people down on the bottom. It was completely dependent on prayer and nothing else. And so, but again, the unit there was just 3 people. Some of us have been really experimenting with this. Yesterday, when Evan and I went out to talk to people, and there were 2 sisters praying for us, it just totally blew our mind how open these people were that we talked to. Again, it wasn't because we were doing anything different, or we were somehow knew what to say much better to the guys that we talked to yesterday versus the guys that we're talked to today. I believe it was because there's something about this unit of 2 or 3 that the Lord really gives his authority to. There is a divine synergy that we experience when we pray, not just by ourselves. In this context, again, I'm just talking about this context of praying for people and praying in a very strong way.